Greetings towards my Century Galaxy Kingdom. It's the Century Man here. So this is my episode review of South Park, season 19, episode 1. The title of this episode is called Stunning and Brave. This is my first video on South Park for almost 2 years. The only South Park video I did on this channel was my review on the season 23, episode 1 review. You know, the Mexican Joker episode. It's one of my most popular videos on this channel. Go and check it out. Because the original plan, I was trying to cover season 23 of South Park. I kind of like dodged the bullet because that season of South Park was not that good. I think it was the last full-length season of the show before the whole COVID-19 pandemic hits, and then they did the 2 episodes of season 24. You know, the pandemic special and the vaccine special. I don't think they're gonna do season 25. Hope they do season 25. I'll talk about it later on. Yeah, because for years now, since I started this channel, I want to like cover South Park. I've been watching South Park since I was a kid. I'm not gonna do it from the very beginning. Reviewing season 1 to the recent one. I'm gonna do it in a random order. I'm going to start with season 19 because for me, I think season 19 of South Park has to be one of their last good seasons because the show after season 19 went downhill when, season 20, I don't want to get into it, to season 21, that was a bad season. Season 22 was okay. Season 23, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know about season 24. They only had 2 episodes. I think the vaccine special episode of South Park was better than the pandemic special. That's just me. But hope they do season 25. Hope South Park is not get canned because I like that show. Anyway, so let's talk about the first episode of the 19th season of South Park. The title of this episode is called Stunning and Brave. They kind of name dropped and referencing Caitlyn Jenner and Tom Brady, and also introduce a new character of the show, the PC Principal. The start of this episode, you got a lot of people. You got like Stan, Kyle. You got the parents. Mr. Mackey informing a lot of people that Principal Victoria has been fired. Something about like the Hot Crosby scandal, because I kind of lock it up. It's due to the Bill Cosby sex scandal. Why they reference that, I just don't know. And then introduce the PC Principal. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I like the PC Principal. For the last, he's been on the show for the last 6 years now. Was it 20? He debuted in 2015. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. So about 7 years. Actually, 6 years, actually. He started to be one of my favorite characters of the show. I'm not very keen on Strong Woman. That's a future season review for another time. If I review season 22. No, she debuted at season, I think the last portions of, the last few episodes of season 21, when Kyle wants to, because he's turning into his mother, they reference the movie Bigger, Longer, Uncut anyway. So this dude is so political correct. He kind of name drops reference of the show. They kind of he's not really referencing chef. It's about a chef with minority color singing soul songs and dried himself to kill himself. And then you got Butter says, the Colt, he got brainwashed by a Colt, and PC Principal give Butters, was it 2 days of detention? It's that's 2 days detention for you. See you at 4. And then Butters says, what? And then he also give Mackey detention because basically it's because PC Principal says where are the minority kids, the ethnic kids, and on top of that's PC Principal, and then Mackey says Toki, Token is the only one. Token's the black kid. Yeah, Mackie says Token's the only one, and that's 2 days detention. Mackie, congratulations. And then Mackie says, wait, I got detention? And also it brings up, the Chinese owner of City Walk. It's an episode, what's it called? Split personality. He brings up, a guy who thinks he's Chinese, build up a war, stop Mongolians out, and then you got the owner of City Walk says, damn you all Mongolians, and PC Principal says, what the fuck is this? And he does like, woo, 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 woo. That's a 250 pulling you over, suck it bitches. And also, they kind of name dropped Heidi's name. Your Butters, forming Stan and Kyle that, Eric, Cartman, not his real name, Eric Cartman, but, Butters, told Stan and Kyle that, Cartman's got detention for calling Heidi Turner, was it a kitty litterer? They kind of name drop Heidi. You won't see Heidi until season 20. It's for that back then in 2015. I'm a long fan of South Park. I never heard of Heidi Turner. Until season 20, season 21. Yeah, she never came back ever since. But Cartman kind of like was giving up. He's not the Eric Cartman. He's basically accepting this, and then he said about like I'm gonna give up, and then I think Kyle says, "Where's the Eric Cartman? Break all the rules and get away with it." And also, you get Stan, Kyle, and Stan, Kyle, basically trying to make Cartman as the Tom Brady's, referencing Tom Brady, and then Cartman says, "Yeah, I'm Tom Brady. I'm gonna go out there." Said to the principal, "Yeah, I don't want no detentions. I gotta go home, fuck my wife." And then he confronts the PC principal. And also give the Spurs for his underwear, his underpants. They call it underwear in America. We got underpants. And also he goes into the bathroom and said about like you're not gonna give me detention, blah blah blah. And he said, you gotta apologize to me and my friends. And then he said, what's this? He grabs Butter's underwear. Why you got Butter's underwear? And then he kind of dipped the underwear into the urinal, the wall toilet. And then you got like Stan, they got Stan, Kyle, Butters, Token, Craig, Jimmy, basically laughing and smiling because their plans starting to be kind of working, but instead it kind of backfired. I think Carmen says, "I thought we got this under capiche." He said capiche, and he said, "What do you say?" He said, "Let your dick out." What Carmen says? Letting your dick out. Shit, Jesus. But and basically, PC principal says, are you comparing, Italian American to interrogation tactics? You gotta watch out your migrations, brah. And Carmen says, "Whoa, do you want to end up like this the spokesman of Subway?" Basically, he's referencing Jared Bogle, if that's his name, and the PC principal beat the fuck out of Cartman. And also when the boys' smile kind of completely dropped after, the PC principal starting to get angry. And I think Stan, Kyle, it's really before that, they end up, after he kind of fired up Cartman, motivate Cartman to confront the PC principal. I think Kyle says, sort it, and Stan and Kyle kind of high-five each other. And then, they kind of shot themselves in the foot. They kind of put Cartman in harm's way. And also, they did like a nightmare sequence in this episode. Basically, Cartman as, I think they cover like the scandal of Tom Brady, because you had Cartman in that dream segment. You had Cartman as Tom Brady, Cartman as Roger Goodell, because Roger Goodell is the commissioner of the NFL, and Cartman as Bill Belichick. It's like, you broke the rules. Fuck yeah, I broke the rules. And it's like, fuck you, I'm Tom Brady. Fuck you, I'm the commissioner. Fuck you. I don't get it. People think it's people say, seeing this bit was funny. Yeah, it was funny. I don't get it. And it's been like 6 years since, nearly 6 years since this first episode was out. I truly never get that. I never truly get that. It'd be really more, it's confusing me. Is it a dream? Is it a bad dream? I wish they just make it as a bad dream, like have the PC principal, beat the fuck out of, Tom Brady's Cartman. That can told a good story. That could really accomplish anything, but that's just me. For me, it's just like, wow, it's funny, but it's just me. It's a bit like puzzle, and it's a bit puzzle and a bit of a head scratching moment for me. So let's get back on the whole Tom Brady scandal. Like I said minutes ago, the reason why I say Tom Brady scandal, because this episode covered and referenced a lot of Tom Brady, because way back in 2015, Tom Brady got suspended by the NFL for basically tampering all the balls, basically deflating all the balls in the New England Patriots match with the Indiana Colts. This show kind of referenced Tom Brady in recent years, because Tom Brady is kind of like the Lionel Messi of American football, because they're both great players anyway. And also, they kind of like reference Caitlyn Jenner because at this timeline, in this period, Bruce Jenner became a woman. I'm not familiar of Bruce Jenner. I watched a little bit of Keeping Up the Kardashians, but I don't know who he is. I look him up, but I'm not a fan of him. Yeah, it's more power to him. I don't have a proper opinion on him. Yeah, I look him up. He is like a track athlete. I think he competed in the Olympic Games. I think it's in the 70s. I don't know if he competed in the 72 Olympics in Munich or the one in 76 in Montreal, but he's a track athlete, married to Kris Jenner. He's basically the father of Kim Kardashian. I know who she is, but anyway, and yeah, this season they covered a lot of Caitlyn Jenner, and Caitlyn Jenner basically will appear in the next episode, not voicing the character, that voiced by Trey Parker, but in this episode they kind of like name drop her, and she's gonna appear in episode 2. That's next time anyway. And also the PC guys, it's not just the PC principal debut on this episode. He brought his PC crew to South Park. You got like Gerald and Randy. Stuart McCormack is basically Kenny's dad. Ryan Vollmer is basically Jimmy's dad. When Gerald brings up when Kyle got detention, basically like the PC principal is picking on Kyle because Kyle said to a fourth grade person that Caitlyn Jenner's not a hero, and that really triggered him. And then also there's a funny part, he goes like he got all mad to go, and Gerald basically said he kind of refer Caitlyn to Bruce, and PC principal says he's not fucking Bruce, he's Caitlyn fucking Jenner, she's fucking hot, and he yells like, get the fuck out of my office. And he said like to Gerald, maybe you taught your son to demean women. And also in the bar scene, one of the PC guys said about like, oh, are you using the words America to otherwise and demeans Latin and South America? I said to like, what? And one of them refer Caitlyn Jenner to it. And also they changed it because you got like when Gerald brings up Kyle got detention, they kind of changed the subject a little bit. Well, Caitlyn Jenner's a nice, storming hot woman, and because they're in a PC bar, they want to get their asses kicked by the PC crew, and also they're living together with the PC principal. They're having parties and drinking a lot, and also you got the rednecks from season 15. It's an episode when I think it's the they covered like Asperger's, Stan scene shit. Randy become like a singer, a country, not a country singer, but become like Steamy Ray Vaughan. That's a another topic video for another time. Anyway, so and speaking of Randy, Randy become a member of the PC crew. Basically, he cannot sleep because the PC guys were partying. The music is so loud. He go into the PC mansion. He thought he's joining the crew, and then the PC people kind of like wrote down pledge on his white T-shirt, and then he's drinking. He drunk. I think it was some like wicker or scotch, and then the next morning he's all hangover. And Shannon says, you stay up very late. And he says, I'm joining this group. And part of this meeting, blah, blah, blah. And Sharon says, is this meeting has booze in this meeting? They serve refreshment, yeah. And he got hangover again later when, Stan confronts his dad. I like Randy. Randy is one of my favorite characters of the show. Everything he does turns into gold. Anyway, so the PC crew kind of picking on Kyle because over Caitlyn Jenner, and also Cartman wants to change a new leaf after he got beaten up by the PC principal. He said I don't want to go back to that same person. The world wants to know a better Eric Cartman. He wants to become a new person. You imagine they did a full-length episode Cartman not being Cartman, all nice. They kind of teased it for years. They teased it when the nanny episode and the Cesar Milan episode. Carmen's gonna turn a new leaf. He's going back to his old ways. He teased it in this episode. Went back to his old ways. Carmen is basically a tweener. If I put a lot of wrestling terms, he's kind of like I call him he's a bit a tweener. I don't say he's a babyface or a proper heel, but anyway. So, in the beginning, after he got beaten up, you got Butters, Stan, Kyle, fisted to him, and Kyle says let's go to the police. He ended up going in jail, and Coleman says no, I want to face my prejudice, I face my prejudice, so can you, and Kyle says I don't want to admit Caitlyn Jenner as a woman. He said he's not a very bad person. He or she, because she's a she right now, but he's then and right now he's born as a man, grew up as a woman. Bruce Jenner / Caitlyn Jenner. Anyway, so yeah, he said I'm gonna repeat myself again. So he doesn't want to admit Caitlyn Jenner as a hero. He said he's not a very nice person, or she's not a nice person. They kind of gasp. And Cartman says, I face my predators, so can you, or why cannot you? Blah blah blah. He said about no more fat shaming, and Kyle says, so you're not gonna call me Jew, and Cartman says, no, I'm gonna call you friend, and Kyle says, fuck off, and then you can see the picture right now. Because he's still not officially part of the PC crew yet. Randy and the other people wants to join. Still pledging himself to the PC crew. They went to Kyle's bedroom. They kind of woke him up with party poppers. Party blowers. I'm trying to say. And then there's pigs with the word bigots. And also they sing the PC song. Kind of like. I might not remember. I'm gonna try. It's called Sausage Justice 1 2 3. I want to be like PC. Woo woo woo. It's a way to be. It's a way to be for me and you. Woo woo woo. Hateful slurs. Yeah. Was it haters? Yeah. I can't remember the lyrics that well. It said, "Is it hateful slurs are through? Woo woo woo. I'm gonna call you woo 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 on you. We're gonna beat you." PC black and blue. Woo woo. We are language police. Sorry. We are language police. Hateful words can suck our turds. Because it's PC for me and you. I kind of like it. I like the Boogers and Cons song from, I think it was episode 4. We'll get to that in the future, so I'm not singing it. Go and check it out. I kind of like that. Anyway, so And and the next morning, Kyle went to Stan's house. Basically they draw pics on, dicks. I'm trying to say, they draw dicks on Kyle's face. They kind of cut his hair, wrapped him up with, I think it's like foil. It's not bubble wrap. I think it's something like clear film, and they wrap around with a tree on his tied on around his back, and I think his shoes. And then Stan confronting him, and that's way better than when he was hangover, and Stan says, "Stop shaving, my friend, because you want to try to fit in." And Randy, basically, throwing up. He's about to say something, throwing up. That was a bit funny. And then Cartman trying to get up. He said to Buzz, "What's happening?" And Buzz told Cartman that Kyle is getting picked on by the PC crew, and Cartman trying to help with Kyle. Because I understand Kyle and Cartman are not really best friends. They're kind of like frenemies more than enemies, because Kyle rip on Cartman for being fat, and basically Cartman rip on Kyle for being being Jewish. They're not really like killing each other. They're more like frenemies, to be honest. Anyway, so Cartman's gonna go down to the PC compound and ask Buzz bring a lot of 200 pregnant Mexican women and taco lunches. And let's get to that part. It was kind of funny. You got like Craig, Clive, Tweeg, like they're putting tacos in a luncher and shot them towards the PC compound, and there's a lot of Mexican people, pregnant Mexican women, Mexican children, and Jared Bogle. That's the guy, the spokesman of Subway sandwiches. And during like when the PC principal beat the fuck out of Cartman in the bathroom, basically Cartman says spokesman. It's like, you mean spokesperson? You think a woman can sell sandwiches than someone else? And Cartman, said like, I'm trying to frame you for raping Buzz. He's trying to frame to rape an actual child, but it kind of backfired. Anyway, so let's get back to the dying moments of this episode. Lots of Mexican people, Mexican women, Mexican children in the PC compound. Jared Bogle was in this mansion. They kind of upgrade the Jared Bogle, from this episode. It's not the Jared Bogle from the first episode of the 6th season of South Park. When it's an episode, Jared Bogle think he's got AIDS, and they're trying to fatten up Butters, trying to make Buzz as the new Jared Bogle, the spokesman of Subway sandwiches. Anyway, so in one of the scene, in that parts of the scene, they're in the balcony. One of the PC member got killed. He kind of fell off the ledge and broke his neck, and Kyle kind of end this. He kind of admit what he does, saying like Caitlyn Jenner's not a hero. He kind of admitted it, and the PC crew, the Mexican people didn't clap. Maybe they just don't understand English. Just the PC crew kind of clap, and then Cartman and the crew kind of clap as well, because they're trying to admit what Kyle sets his prejudices over Caitlyn Jenner. And also the reference Brett Favre in this episode. I think the Epsi Award, I think it's called, and he does like the fake claps. That really triggers the PC principal. Anyway, and also they kind of braided Randy's ass with a hot koi, and also he gave him his very own Oakley sunglasses. He's like, whoa, sway. And also Kyle says to Cartman, like, the only person won this is you. We all lost on this. And Cartman end this line says, Who you remind me of? I'm gonna go home and fuck my hot wife, and she's actually a dude. I don't know. I think it was referencing Tom Brady, but I think it's referencing Caitlyn Jenner. Basically Cartman has the last laugh to end this episode, and I'm gonna be honest, I think this was a good episode to kick off season 19. Like I said, season 19 has got to be South Park's last good season, because after that, absolute shit. They went downhill ever since, because I hope South Park get better, go better than once was, but we don't know if season 25. I don't think they are going to do a season 25 because it'll be next. It's likely to be next month. South Park always showcase their episodes in September because they do 10 episodes. They don't do multiple episodes anymore. They kind of trim it down ever since 2013. Season 17. 17 and until 23 they did 10 episodes, and then that was the record hold until 2020 when the COVID pandemic hit, and they only did 2 episodes for season 24. So I think it'll be, I feel likely it'll be 10 episodes. I'm going to find out. I might do a video if South Park's going to do a season 25 because it's a good show. I think South Park will likely end this decade because, let's be honest, Simpsons should have ended in 2019, still going. Family Guy should have ended. I don't know, I don't want to get into that, but I think South Park could end one day. Because how long did they drag it out? They've been there for nearly 25 years. 25 years! How long did they drag this out? We don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this was a good episode to really kick off season 19 of South Park. Hope you enjoyed my review of the stunning and brave episode of South Park. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, smash the like button, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube, be part of the Central Unit today for more wrestling videos and more. And this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later.